That is terrifying looking. That's the final area. Not even that. Alright. It's funny, there isn't fall damage, but there is. It's northwest, so we should head that way. What are you? Lumionion. North. Okay, let's head for it. Northeast. Level cheater. The terrifying tree. Where are you? Okay. Oh, okay. A little worried for a second. It was like a second level or something. I have to say that a high-def screenshot of this area for background would be incredibly cool. Whoa. I can't dive. Even though it looks like I can. Welcome to our abode. Most of our compeers we will find remain idle in their domiciles. Those your quizzical expressions indicate my phrasing is unclear. I speak, of course, of the violet crystalline constructs hanging from the stone structures there. You say they remain idle, but what of your work to regain corporeal bodies? An astute question, and understandable given your finite nature. We have no desire to pursue our research, for it is no longer necessary. If, in our idleness, we are struck by sudden inspiration, we rise to pursue said inspirations to its conclusion. That is why I was present for your arrival, and why I continue to engage with you still. But while the others are not currently in a motile state, rest assured they would not object were you to disturb their respite. You need only cast your thoughts towards one of their crystalline domiciles to communicate. It's terrifying. So this is... they're inside that. I was thinking it too. I was like, what if these are them? I didn't think I was going to be right, though. You cast your thoughts towards the crystalline domicile, but there's no response. You wish to speak? Very well. Pray a moment, if you would. Okay. Why we seek our end, you ask? If you wish to know, I will tell you. Just a moment, I must remember. What form did I take when I last emerged? Strange moaning comes and goes, but soon fades into silence. This is very dark. Like, actually dark. I can't see much. Did your inquiries yield satisfactory responses? I see. If they failed to answer, it is likely because their minds have unraveled due to prolonged idleness. They are not but concentrated aether now. Worry not. There are no others who have need of these lodgings, and they will not prove an hindrance to remain as they are. But more importantly, you said some few did answer your request for an audience, yes? I imagine they will be with us ere long. Roads paved. Sacrifice. I'm pretty sure that's what it's supposed to say. Church abandoned. CC languidly awaits your brethren's arrival. His brethren's arrival. I had no luck, but everyone else fared well enough. Quite a few A have awakened. Ah, there they are. May I introduce you to Lak Dudwek and Nedneg. LLDDEE. CC. It has been too long, CC. I dare say that Savdra Stater 4 has since completed an orbit. Indeed. Until the travelers brought it to my attention, I hadn't noticed how unraveled some had become. Travelers? Ah, of course. The ones who wish to know why we seek to regain corporeal forms. The truth of the matter is as plain to see as the neighboring systems. My single account would fail to satisfy the requirement for scientific objectivity. Thus did I bid them awaken you. Am I the only one who struggles to tell who is speaking? Nay, thou art not. The absence of corporeal forms and the divergence they afford, mayhap such similarity in voice is unavoidable. By the way, Cece, have you already observed the requisite custom for the travelers? That which one is expected to do when receiving guests, a matter of proper form. Ah, yes. So long has it been, it had completely escaped my mind. It still does. What was it again? I can't seem to remember. Neither do I. Pity. I was hoping you would. Perhaps we can search the archives for the answer. Come now, Nen. The archives have long been frozen, lest we subject ourselves to further dollar. Surely you recall that much. Ah, of course. Food. The custom is to serve food. Beings of flesh, such as they, must regularly replenish their aether. By contributing to the replenishment, we communicate our friendly intention. That's right! That's right! We duly invite you to join us in communal repast, after which we may engage in leisurely conversation. If we have a chance to learn something, then I see no reason to decline. Excellent! If you care to follow, we shall feast you on the purest aether. So there's aether here still? Whoa. A lot of them woke up. This facility is where we replenish our aether. There is no particular name for it, but we traditionalists sometimes use the word restaurant. Now then, you will take your place with your comrades. The space will soon be awash with purest aether. Please absorb as much as you like. I don't think this will work for me the way it works for you. Well, let's find out. You brace yourself for a rush of sweet, sweet aether, but nothing seems to happen. Perhaps you need to wait a little longer. You brace yourself again, but again, nothing seems to happen. Just as I suspected, as meticulously as one might recreate the A's home world, this is Ultima Thule. One can not simply generate aether here. As recreations, our friends are oblivious to this fact, to the very truth of their existence, much like the phantoms of the created Amarat. However appearances may seem, we must ever be mindful that it is the memories of the dead with whom we deal. So, did you have your fill of aether? Alas, we couldn't absorb it. Deficiency in our forms, it would seem. Oh, how very unfortunate. May I ask how you normally replenish your aether? Through your mouths, you say? How very primitive and quaint. To think that their mouths serve not only to expel sound, but draw in substances besides. Such life forms have long since vanished from our systems. Though we regrettably could not partake of your magnificent feast, rest assured we feel you are welcome most keenly. In the course of acquainting ourselves with your sophisticated ways, however, we could not fail but wonder, wherefore do you wish to obtain vessels of flesh and thence to vanish? Will you not favor us with an explanation? You flesh and blood beings are always so hasty. It does have its charm, however. Very well, we shall indulge you. In the beginning, when the Ae yet possessed corporeal bodies, our ancestors dedicated themselves to the purest pursuit of knowledge and technological advancement. By transcending all limitations, we believed we would eliminate sorrow and abide in true happiness. From the tangible, such as land, to the intangible, such as labor, there exist myriad hindrances to progress, but the most confining of all was the flesh itself. Our natural lifespan was distressingly middling, you see, too short to enjoy unhurried lives, yet too long to be considered disposable. Furthermore, to simply maintain the integrity of our bodies demanded considerable resources. But we managed to solve this problem. After long years, we discovered how to become non-corporeal entities with everlasting lives, untroubled by the failures of the flesh. It's changed. We had more time and freedom to continue our scientific pursuits. We went on to make ever greater strides in our quest to transcend all limitations. Until we finally decided to challenge the last of them all, the limit of knowledge. That is to say, deciphering the laws of creation. We sought to discover how the universe came into being and explain all extant phenomena and hence predict the future. If we could but achieve this, we believe that we would be free from uncertainty and anxiety. And did you find the answers you sought? Yes, we did. Our efforts revealed to us a fundamental truth. Knowledge of said truth is essential for the continuation of our conversation. If you would learn more, we will share it with you. No, we mustn't. Primitive as they are, it would be unspeakably cruel to deprive them of their not ignorance. They are possessed of corporeal forms, their lives readily ended. As those who have gone before, is it not our duty to warn them? What thinkest thou? We have deliberated and come to a consensus. If you are resolved to know it, we will disclose to you the truth we discovered. Truth of the universe. Seek us at the stone pillars just outside the bounds of the abode, a place called Elgia. Well, that's dark. A fundamental truth. We will hear it, of course. Let us learn what has led such an enlightened people to its indolent end. Flesh abandoned. Land abandoned. Pretty sure. Where knowledge leads, something seems to be weighing on Urianje's mind. Ere we join the A, there's one trifling matter I would fain investigate. Moldy, Grahatia, might I trouble you for your assistance? But of course. Thanks. We shall head outside the abode if you would kindly follow me. I know not what mischief you are plotting, Urianje, but I trust you have our best interests at heart. The rest of us shall go on ahead to the Elegy. Lest you worry, we won't start without you. Well, this ain't getting dark at all. Not at all. Bad. Wellspring of regret. Olive of the flesh. Aye, this place shall serve. It is the spring that you wish to investigate? Is it the spring that you wish to investigate? Pray forgive me, my friends, but there is naught to investigate. 'Twas but a pretense to speak in private. You have our undivided attention. As we have established here in Ultima Thule, those denizens of ruined stars are recreated in the twilight days. Yet one question doth arise in my mind. So faithfully formed are the simulacra, they believe themselves yet amongst the living. How dost thou suppose this is possible? Meteon has taken their hearts unto herself. I'm inclined to agree. If Meteon can take the emotions of others as her own, I dare say she would be able to recreate them more faithfully if she had relied on any historical account. By which logic she must have visited them while they still lived, the dragons and the A both. So too did I theorize, and upon that assumption, considered how those two races may have met their demise. According to thine own tale, Meteon perceiveth the emotions of those nearby as her own. A heightened sense of empathy intrinsic to her nature as an enteleki. In the course of her starfaring journey, if she encountered beings who strongly desired a cessation of their existence, she would be powerless before that desire. Even as she possesseth the power to grant it, the power of Dynamis. 'Tis my supposition that, overwhelmed by their longing for death, Meteon did unleash Dynamis and usher the dragons in Ye unto their doom. course, such was not always the outcome. Full many stars did she find already lost to ruin. In order to create a terminus, however, the fervent desire for the end is essential. Therefore, should you struggle to find the way forward, pray ask yourselves this: in the place where you stand, whose is the soul that yearns most desperately for oblivion? Why do you tell us this now? Ne'er again would I betray your trust. This pledge I did make to my comrades. In bringing thee into my confidence, I would remain true to my word. Well, you're the next to go. As for thee, let us consider it fitting reward for my secrets I harbored for the crystal Exart. I once placed my faith in thy chosen path, walking at thy side, full knowing that we were bound for thy demise. I ask now that thou returnest the favor, and abide in faith as I fulfill mine own destiny. If you say my debt has come due, how am I to refuse? 'Tis intellect of me, I know full well, and I can but beg thy forgiveness. Fuck. Yet even if it means go to such lengths, I cannot well feign ignorance of the answer I have found within. Answer to the question: in what moment might I stand strongest? After all we've been through, I will say only this. Do what you must, and see your conviction through. I shall, my friend. I shall. Without further ado, then, let us go join our comrades. I'm glad I have a gate on my microphone so you can't just hear me, like, almost sobbing. Yeah, Graha, I agree. Let us be off too. Elgia. L-E-E-G-E-I. It is Greek, and it is pronounced
Elegia.
Elegia, so I wasn't, like, too far off. It means elegy. It is Greek. It's kind of pity. Seems everyone is accounted for. Shall we then?
Please continue. Tell us about this truth you discovered.
Very well.
Oh.
Bear in mind, however, that the purpose of this conversation is not to impart scholarly knowledge, for such requires that you comprehend the subject matter, which you will not.
I was not expecting that.
We will forego the intricacies of our scientific methodology and deal only with the conclusion, the end of our society and our world. We acknowledge, with regret, that your star is in the midst of the same panic-induced cataclysm that befell Denet 3. As such, in order to avoid causing undue distress, we will refrain from explicitly stating how much time you have remaining.
You are entirely too kind. I pray you recount your tale as you see fit.
In the beginning, the universe was but a tiny particle. Then suddenly, this particle began to expand. having remained entirely in the bounds of your star, the phenomenon may be difficult for your kind to grasp. But this expansion has since continued unabated. Speculating that the universe could not grow indefinitely, we sought to learn what might occur, and made a worrying discovery. The stars will continue to spread apart, as will their finite thermal energies. Eventually, all heavenly bodies will grow cold and freeze. No new stars will be born, and the universe will enter into an eternal ice age. In hopes of proving that this determination was erroneous, we scrutinized our research from all angles, even as we sought to avert the everlasting winter. The endeavor proved fruitless. So infamously so, in fact, that it became synonymous with vain effort. The universe as we know it would end, and there is no way to prevent it. Beneath the weight of this knowledge, our society stagnated. Though we had time still, it was a cold comfort. Why strive for anything when desolation is assured? When our wealth of wisdom, accumulated since the dawning of our kind, would be forever lost. No civilization would rise from our ashes. No scholar recover our knowledge. In silence unbroken, naught would stir. Intellect was once our pride. Overnight, it became our shame. Our works, monuments to futility. Immortality, our greatest invention, became a source of suffering. Rather than suffer on, many chose to unmake themselves by means of etheric exsanguinators. Etched upon these stones are the testaments of such souls, though many left no words at all, thinking it a pointless gesture. Once we have obtained vessels of flesh, we likewise intend to vanish. If you understand this, understand aught of our tale, you will abandon your quest for knowledge. Ignorance truly is bliss. If you would cling to your illusory happiness, remain primitive and pure. It is the only way.
So that's your story. While I appreciate your advice, I will not heed it. Convinced though you may be of this truth, it is yours and not mine. Indeed, truth, I have ever believed, is in the eye of the beholder.
Are you suggesting that we have reached a faulty conclusion? That our science failed us?
Hardly. As you yourself said, the subject matter is beyond my comprehension. And that, I accept, is true. I do not possess the knowledge to prove or disprove your conclusion. In my mortal years, I doubt I could even approach the wisdom of the air. But of one thing am I absolutely certain. I would not be happier in ignorance.
Y'shtola, no! You mustn't!
The most important lesson I've learned is that learning isn't simply passing one's eyes over words. Nay, 'tis when understood for oneself that knowledge attains its true value. This is what has sustained me, driven me onward in joy and wonder, in anger and sorrow.
Well, I thought Ryonje was going to be the next one.
The universe may end, and all may be for naught, but I will live as I always have. I will always seek out new knowledge, and no conclusion of yours, no matter how grim, can dampen my desire.
I suppose it is only to be expected. Their feeble minds cannot fathom the terrifying gravity of it all. But worry not. We consider it our duty to enlighten you, and we will not stop until you grasp the full extent of our despair.
Another Entelechy.
Keep calm and listen well. Though my body will soon dissipate, there may be a way to restore it. Azim's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back.
Oh, yeah.
But you mustn't, for it would mean losing our way forward. This I only reveal so that you can promise not to invoke the magic. We came here knowing what victory may cost, so press on. Press on, and do not look back.
I shall join thee. As subterfuge is not required, thou shalt not suffer for mine absence.
Ryonje.
My resolve hath never been as strong as thine. Full oft have I wavered in my decisions, and afterwards been stricken with regret. In spite of this, I may still stand with my comrades, supporting them as they attempt the greatest of feats. This truth I have learned in the course of our journey. And many though my shortcomings may be, I may also claim to excel in prophecies. My studies, into which have granted me the flexibility of mind needed to bend this malleable reality. Thus shall I hope that thou mayest have the strength to resist, and our comrades the strength to continue.
With you to urge us on, how could we possibly fail?
Can't hear me dramatically sighing over here, but it's happening. Ooh. You made us a...
What's this? An extinguished civilization? Rekindled?
That's right. Our quest doesn't end here. We'll press on, and we will find you.
There. That's where you'll find me.
Is that another star?
Of the stars we visited, most were already devoid of life. And where there was life still, the inhabitants wished for death. But even death, we learned, isn't truly the end. It is but a part of the cycle of rebirth. Souls return to the star, or in its absence, a larger flow, and eventually they are reborn, alive again, to know suffering anew. True salvation lies not in dying. It lies in not being born. This is the gift I would give to you, to all life on beautiful Aetheris. To that end, we created an egg wherein life cannot quicken. That dead sun. Attain it if you can, before your friends' emotions fade away, along with their protection.